If you are watching this video, you are undoubtedly trying to become more productive by managing your time better. That's a great goal, but you really can't manage time. An hour will always consist of 60 minutes, and a day will have 24 hours. That can't be changed. So if you are lamenting, "I never have enough time," keep in mind you have the exact amount of time as everyone else. You can't manage time, but you can manage yourself by making better choices every day. With each choice you make, you can improve your life or make it more difficult. Proper goal setting is a major part of managing your time. However, it's critical not to confuse your end goal, the final result, with the steps designed to get you there. For example, let's say your boss has placed you in charge of finding new office space. That's the end goal. But the steps you take to go about achieving that goal will make a huge difference. You can do research and prepare a list of all available commercial space to present to the boss. This will probably take a few days, and you're not even close to the end goal, which is finding a new office for your particular company. You've started the project, but you've wasted time as well. If you were to handle the assignment with an eye on better time management, you would start with a list of needed information. What neighborhood would be best? What is the monthly rent and utility budget? This information can be gathered in minutes, hopefully from the boss himself, and it will narrow down your project and save you days of needless searching. Keeping the end goal in mind always saves you time. Have the necessary information at hand before you begin the actual work. It will eliminate a lot of steps along the way. Since there are never enough hours in a day, the better you manage yours, the more time you will have. It takes clear goals and good habits to make the most of your available time. With everything going on around us, wasting time is easy, but with a little bit of effort, you can manage your time like a pro. Review the action steps listed below. Know what you really want. It may seem obvious, but frequently there can be a large gap between what we actually want and what we think we want. Spend time introspecting about your ultimate goals. It will be time well spent. Create goals. That means lifetime goals, 5-year goals, yearly goals, monthly, weekly, and daily goals. Each goal should have the necessary steps to achieve it. The fact is, without clear goals, you will waste a great deal of time. At the same time, remain flexible to making changes when circumstances call for adjustments. Review your working environment. Is it geared to saving you time or wasting it? Make whatever changes you can to optimize your working day. We can always improve our professional skills to maximize productivity. Those who are already where we would like to be are frequently the best teachers. The people you associate with on a daily basis will have a large impact on how you manage your time. Choose wisely and in your best interest. In some instances, you may need to choose selfishly. If you're managing other people, you are managing their time as well as your own. Don't micromanage, but know how your staff is spending their working hours. This video has dealt primarily with managing your business time. However, you have a personal life as well, and you want to get the most out of it. You are more productive when you manage your working hours, and the same is true for the rest of your time. You may never have considered managing your personal time, but you have much to gain by doing so. The techniques are much the same. You start with your long-term, mid-term, and short-term goals. These could be a second house, a car, new furniture, or picking up groceries for the evening. Let's say you want to buy a house. What are the steps necessary that will allow you to do that? First, you need a budget. What items in your life can you eliminate to meet that budget? Are you able to forego weekly dinners out in order to put more money aside? Then you need to decide what type of house and in what neighborhood. Consider commuting, schools, and other interests. Outlining these steps will help you achieve your goal quicker than you may have thought possible. The same is true for short-term goals. If you go to the market without a clear idea of what you will be buying, you'll be wasting a great deal of time. More than likely, you will also not arrive home with the needed items, which may mean a return trip. This is wasting a good part of your day. Start with a list instead. Know what you want and focus on your shopping. That means no cell phones. By being prepared and focusing on the task at hand, which is picking up things for dinner, you will be done faster and more efficiently. Managing your personal time allows you to spend more time with family and friends, and that is the ultimate goal of a successful personal life, isn't it? It lets you define your purpose and enjoy the rewards you deserve. If you enjoy hobbies and other forms of entertainment, you will have more time if you plan ahead and actually set a schedule, creating the time you need. Many of us go through our personal life hoping haphazardly to fit in some gym time or personal reading time without planning ahead. Invariably, something comes up to ruin our day. With the schedule, you can be better prepared to handle all your personal tasks and still indulge in some luxury time. Managing your time for greater productivity takes a little effort, but it can bring tremendous rewards. We hope this video will set you on the right path. In this video, we'll discover the easy tricks to greater time management. We hope this video course has been helpful to you in managing your time. However, there is still more. There are little tricks that you can use every day to get more done in your allotted time than you've ever imagined. 1. Everyone has the experience of losing papers and spending hours trying to hunt them down. To avoid this, use a folder with a clasp and use a hole puncher for all your notes. Secure them in the folder where you will always have easy access. Don't leave loose pages laying around. How often has important data mistakenly ended up in the trash? 2, while we're on the subject of notes, if you must go to meetings, most of them are a tremendous time waster, at least take diligent notes. That means you won't forget details and can easily ask questions later if needed. 3, many people pride themselves on a messy desk as a sign of high productivity. Actually, looking for files and other information wastes a lot of time. Instead, get a small portable file cabinet and place files in there after each use. They will still be at hand, but they won't create needless clutter. 4, if you're in business, the chances are you collect business cards. These cards usually end up in some dark void where you cannot locate them when needed, especially if it's months down the road. Either save business cards in a type of scrapbook or, better, invest in a business card scanner. That way, the information will always be available without your wasting your time looking for it. 5, consider an alternative to driving to work. Commuting takes time, sometimes an hour each way. A time-saving option would be carpooling or a train. You can discuss business in a carpool, or at least get the daily chat out of the way. Taking a train will allow you to read and make notes and get ahead of your daily schedule. 6, we've advised checking voicemail and email only during scheduled times each day, but we'll make an exception for the following very useful trick. If you are out and discussing business with someone, don't jot names and phone numbers and other vital data on pieces of paper. Call the information into your own voicemail and retrieve the data at a more convenient time. You'll never need to worry about scrambling for names and phone numbers again. 7, when making appointments, always, without fail, read back the time and place of the meeting. That's Monday the 5th at 10 a.m. at your offices on 123 Main Street, correct? You will want to be punctual and at the right place at the right time. If necessary, get directions, as in, your building is across the street from the shopping mall, right? No need to waste time in searching for an address. 8, many people who travel on business absolutely hate doing expense reports. They are a necessary hassle, however. The next time you're on a plane, organize your expenses, receipts, etc., while returning home instead of wasting time on an in-flight movie. 9, program frequently called numbers into your speed dial. That saves you time from repeatedly having to punch in the same number. Do it once and you're done. 10, improve your time management by asking the boss for feedback. Most bosses are busy themselves and don't usually offer a great deal of feedback. However, it's worth a try, and your boss will appreciate your desire to improve. Ask, do you think I could have done the Smith job a better way? Could I have handled it more productively? The answer will be helpful the next time you're assigned to a task, so don't hesitate to ask the question. 11, if you must have meetings, breakfast meetings are time efficient. It ensures you get a good meal and a good head start on the day. People are usually freshest and at their best in the morning. If you can't go to a restaurant, set up bagels and coffee in the conference room. 12. Avoid scheduling meetings toward the end of the day when people are tired and itching to get home. You won't have their full attention and may waste time by having to field phone calls the following day to clarify certain points. 13. This may sound like a minor point, but anyone who has ever spilled a cup of coffee over the keyboard or an important report minutes before a meeting knows the panic that can ensue. Work is lost and needs to be redone. If a client is waiting, you may be facing a disaster. Invest in a spill-proof container and use it. 14. A messy computer can waste as much time as a messy desk. Archive old files or save them onto the cloud. You should do a spring cleaning of old files at least once a year to remain organized and productive. Using time management apps. Below are some time management apps that you might find useful. While technology can sometimes be a time robber, these apps are an excellent way to stay on top of your task, a type of electronic nagger. 1. Focus Booster. This app, available for $2.99 per month, helps divide your work into timed session. Set the alarm for half an hour and focus that time entirely on the task at hand. When the alarm sounds, take a 5-minute break. You can track your sessions and determine how much time was spent. 2. SaneBox. Your email inbox can be your best friend or your worst enemy. For $7 a month, SaneBox sorts your email into folders and separates the important ones from the rest. It also provides a daily summary for your review. 3. 30/30. This is another app, a free one, that lets you divide your task into specific periods requiring your full concentration. Then it lets you take a break. Then you can return for another session. 4. Trello is a virtual to-do list that's broken down into sections which shift into active, in progress, and finished as you work on a task. An excellent way for the entire team to keep track of any assignment. The cost is $12.50 annually. 5. Wunderlist is an app that creates to-do lists for your team with reminders and completion dates. It costs $4.99 per month. 6. Todoist is a to-do list app that allows you to schedule and prioritize your tasks along with dates of completion. In this video, we'll learn the secrets to managing people around you. Congratulations, you're the boss. It's an important career step, but the reality is you are now responsible not only for managing your own time, but that of those people reporting to you. Regardless of how well you do your job, if your team isn't supportive, you are wasting time and manpower. It's not surprising that studies have found that the most important thing to employees is job satisfaction. They need to know what they do matters. If they feel unappreciated, they will not work at their full potential, which means they are wasting both your and their own time. Employees who are satisfied with their jobs will remain loyal, which means there will be less turnover and less wasted time spent training replacements. Retaining talented workers is one of the best ways to manage your own time. It is the satisfied employees who will go the extra mile in getting work done on time and solving problems, thus freeing you up to do your own tasks. They are also the least likely to be negative complainers. As we have discussed, negativity sucks needed time out of the workplace. Office politics. As the boss, you need to stem politics at the office. This means avoid having favorites and creating jealousy among the ranks. Be alert to staff members who continuously feel the need to feed you negative information about others, such as, the report would have gotten done on time if Mary hadn't been late. The problem here is probably less Mary and more the person who is bad-mouthing her. When you remain aware of employees trying to undercut each other, you can more easily put an end to the problem. Not all employees are created equal. Hopefully, each employee will have his or her own strengths and weaknesses. When handing out assignments, giving the right job to the right person can save a lot of time. If you aren't sure of your people's area of expertise, either make it a point of asking during the job interview or during private meetings. You want your staff to remain motivated. Employees who are able to fully utilize their talents work in a more time-effective way than those who are struggling with the task at hand. Be aware of the workload. People should work hard, but it's counterproductive to overburden them. This is especially true if a select few, perhaps your better workers, get the lion's share of work while the rest are allowed to work at an easier pace. Assignments should be distributed equally. If someone has problems handling the task, they need to know that they can come to you for help and clarification. This will keep them from procrastinating and doing something poorly at the last minute or making excuses for not doing the job at all. Create a positive environment. Your office is a workplace and should be professional, but a congenial atmosphere helps people be more productive. It also creates a more open environment for better communication. For example, a Friday pizza delivery lunch for everyone in the conference room can help people relax. You may find out who's having problems outside the office, a sick spouse or child. Make things easier for him or her by not expecting too much overtime at such a point in time. Such an informal staff get-together also makes it easier for people to mention problems, if only in a joking way. Create new challenges. People can easily get bored with the same routine and simply lose interest. That translates into getting less done and more wasted time. Provide new challenges and opportunities for people to grow. An excellent way to open up the ideas for new opportunities is to use the informal Friday lunch get-together. Toss out the question, anyone have any bright idea of how we can improve things around here? You might be surprised at the responses. Compensate your employees. Employees who are poorly paid will not work at their full potential, thus wasting the company's time and resources. While there is a need for fair financial compensation, there are other ways to keep employees satisfied. Give credit where it's due and watch that person become twice as productive. If you're unable to manage a bonus, a half day off once a month is another way to reward your staff for excellent productivity. Think about it. Why would someone work to their full capacity if they have no incentive? Find out how employees spend their time. Even your most diligent workers may be inadvertently wasting their time without being aware they are doing so. Have your employees track their time for 2 weeks and review their schedule. They may be spending too much time on the wrong task. Don't be afraid to delegate. If you feel you need to micromanage everything, you are not being productive. Much of your valuable time will be spent looking over people's shoulders and performing tasks that someone else could and should be doing. This is very bad time management. If you have surrounded yourself with loyal employees, it's smart to use them. Many managers feel that no one can do certain jobs as well as they can. That is limited thinking. If you offer your staff new challenges and train them correctly, it can free up a large chunk of your time that can be put to better use. Effective time management means knowing when to let go. Start delegating small tasks. As you become more comfortable, increase the responsibility. If you've been following the advice in this chapter, you should be more aware of your staff's strengths. Use that to your advantage and assign new tasks that fall within the range of their capability. Provide clear directions and let them do the work. Trust them to do the job, but do periodically check in and confirm their progress. Communicate your expectations. We've discussed delegating work to your staff, but be sure you communicate your expectations clearly. I need a financial report on XYZ company that is far too vague to be effective, and you will likely find yourself disappointed. When assigning a task, be very clear on what you need and when you need it. Confirm that the person is able to handle the task in the time frame provided. Then, ask to be notified a day ahead of time in the event there are any problems. This should ensure that you will be provided with the necessary information when you expect it.